Hello, welcome. We're here. We're a little late, but still counts, right? What else were you doing? Just waiting for the Tasty Boys to come and save your Wednesday from the horse latitudes that they usually are. No wind in the sails, nothing going on except for lovely, lovely Dungeons and Dragons in an interdimensional, fast casual culinary experience. So without further ado, we'll start our tapings. We tape here every Wednesday, every other Wednesday rather. Two episodes of the one and only Tasty Boys with the Tasty Boys. I'll keep saying Tasty Boys very quickly so that they can't say Tasty Boys afterwards until we actually start the podcast. So here we go.
Well, I can do it. I'm just
Recording in progress.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah, disembodied voice.
I gotta click got it.
There's nothing better than having to edit that out of the beginning of every episode. Hello and welcome to D&DDT with the one and only Tasty Boys.
Tasty Boys.
Tasty Boys is an ongoing, fast casual Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition interdimensional culinary experience with me, the Beard, as your dungeon masters, and the 5 boys. This is episode 134 in our ongoing campaign, and without further ado, I'll let the boys introduce themselves and their characters, and maybe a little bit of what's been going on in our neighborhood lately. Starting with the one and only, Nate.
All right, I am Nate, your D&D playing Bard Extraordinaire Horatio Hetfeld. Last episode, I got into melee combat.
That's true. I'm Warrior. I play Kleatos B'Goar, spelled like it sounds. Minotaur Monk, Red Meat Babyface, Digger Doomtree, and Horatio Hetfeld, and a bunch of other stuff, including the tongue. Last time on D&DDT, I Alabama slammed a ghoul. Vicky Bella style.
Classic. I am Oren Veit, resident international Ironman deathmatch superstar, cowboy, honey mustard sauce vendor, and local barrier of anything. And I play Digger Doomtree, Sabexy Warlock of the Woods, with front lighting, attuned to Kleatos B'Goar. And last time, I took a digger on the tongue, and then I was healed. While also in melee combat, which isn't normal for me. As you would, I know it's hard to believe.
Hello everyone. I'm referee Dan Fitzgerald playing Lom Twilightforge. Swifty barbarian rogue, thief-like. Last time, a lot of zombie smashing and a lot of almost dying and misrolling of dice. Yeah.
He misrolled so poorly that he thought all of the ghouls were actually zombies.
It's pretty bad. And I am Joel, playing Big Bloody Rock Leafbottom, the halfling barbarian turned monk. Last time, unbelievably, Rock also got into combat.
Shocking, really.
So very out of character.
Incredibly out of character. Oops, I made late. All right, so you guys are in the tongue of Darrenday in the Whispering Caves. You've just wrapped up a ghoulish evening of fighting with Thulus's spear, as well as a couple of super fun necromancers. What's next? What's next for the Tasty Boys?
Oh, well, I was going to go look at that ritual circle, all the cool runes and glyphs and potpourri.
Excellent. All right, what's everybody else doing?
I'm going to head back that direction and see if I can get any of that paper that's on fire. Hopefully it's not all on fire.
From your book?
From my book that I wrote down the little circle and then it proceeded to start on fire.
Yeah. Digger, Lom, Rock, what are y'all up to?
trying to get this pen to work so I can take notes. I'll probably follow Kleatos around, limping like over exaggeratedly.
Hey Digger,
everything hurts.
do you still know prestidigitation?
Mhm.
Okay, good.
Do you need me to prestidigitate something?
I thought you might want to prestidigitate something.
What? I'll do it.
Like your butt.
Mm-mm. Nope.
No, you don't want to. All right. I mean,
I'll leave it be.
You're so good in it.
I gotta own it. Gotta own
Okay.
it for at
Sure.
least 10 more seconds. I feel like it's a good learning opportunity for me, and I'm trying to grow as a cat.
Cool.
All right, good. Okay, yeah, I'll prestidigitate that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I mean, you do you, but I just thought.
That's, it doesn't happen often. So I figured,
I had heard that you got knocked out, so I didn't know if you knew, like, if it happened, like when you went conscious. Like nobody told you, so I just thought it was important.
I definitely felt it.
You can make that decision for yourself.
Like the matted hair. I was like, ew, this is uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. My jorts don't normally stick to me, and then, alas, now they do not.
It's great. Glad we had this talk.
It restricts movement, I've got feline agility. If my jorts stick to me, I can't run.
Yep.
What use am I to the party if I can't run?
Oh, I hear you. It's why I wear pants as little as possible.
See, smart man.
Is that why you're so fast? I wonder if I should try that.
You should. Less pants equals less drag.
Yeah, you got those like pantaloon things going on. So I think that has like bad wind drag.
It's like resistance training. Honestly, if you took those off, you'd be like even faster because you've been running with them this whole time.
Yeah, I think so too.
It's like when you use weighted wrist weights and then all of a sudden you don't have them. You're like, wow, my hands are so free.
Don't do that. Only one way to find out, Horatio.
Try it, Gavin.
We're all alone here in this cave.
We are. Speaking of being alone in the cave, do we know how to commune with Durende?
I don't know. Do you?
I mean, I did.
Oh, you did?
No fight.
I
mean, like in that way that I commune with things. I don't know if that's the formal channel.
I don't know.
So, quick question.
Yes.
Like the cave is called the Tongue of Durende, but there's like a thing in there that's like the actual tongue.
Yeah, basically, once you guys move past that first kind of bend, the description of the floor started to change. And once you moved into that space is typically referred to as the Cave of Whispers, because the ability of being in contact with the tongue allows you to understand other species or other not other species, other languages. Well, probably species too. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. You can really get where they're coming from.
I understand Digger perfectly right now.
I'm completely a different species. Mm-hmm. Not even in the same genus.
It works.
So if I remember,
you are a genius. Stop.
My notes.
Don't undersell yourself.
All right, Lom, while you're looking for that, Rock, what are you up to?
I am rust treating my shield and looking for healing potions in my bag, of which I have none.
Perfect. All right.
I can heal you.
Really?
You can?
No. What if they got
right? I was like,
the
man,
entire time.
Talk about a new leaf. Those 3 years really changed you.
I'm not falling for that.
I became a cleric, yeah, just found God.
Even if you could.
Probably not worth trusting.
I'm honestly surprised that Digger hasn't started like some sort of like really terrible enterprise where he murders people by asking them to look into his third eye, and his third eye is just his butt, and he just poison sprays them and takes all their stuff.
No, I tried that once, and then it was this whole investigation thing, and everyone's like, "Oh, you killed the guy on his boat."
It was a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
and they also
then,
found out that it was an MLM as well, and that's really what turned people off.
Because he killed him on his
It wasn't the
Loving men.
murder; it was the MLM. You know.
I thought I was doing what was right for the world. Like, and I feel, as Digger Doomtree, the highbrow investigator that I am, I would only try to, recruit people of the absolutely bearable, annoying type. Not the good people, just bad people that deserve a little poison spray to the face. Or maybe they're bad at playing instruments and poison spray their hands.
So the
Right.
marketing scheme I've ever heard.
While we're looking around, can I grab because I remember the captain was using a two-handed halberd thing. Can I grab that?
It's mine already.
I think so.
I'm a two-handed weapon wielder.
Did somebody?
Nah.
I don't think anybody did.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
anybody picked it up. No.
Then yes, you can. Captain Thulis. Let's see here. What did she?
I think I took a crossbow and that was it.
Captain Thulis wields a +1 glaive.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yeah, you guys didn't really do the kind of walking around checking on too much stuff, but yeah, while you're grabbing the glaive, Lom, you also see that she has quite a substantial coin purse.
I was gonna say, can we take
Yoink.
the money that they had?
I'm gonna yoink it. I'm gonna yoink their purse while I'm at it.
Well, she's not going to do much about it because she's dead.
Cool. How much I
Again.
get?
In the coin, are you going to count it?
Well, no, this is less for Lom and more myself on my paperwork.
It's weighty. There's 750 gold in it. There's also a dozen miniature silver spears. You can see that some of the captain's soldiers have those. And then,
You said miniature spears?
yeah, they look like pips, like that you put on your collar. Some of her
Okay.
her soldiers are wearing them. Lom, you may not figure this out, but if anybody has military service like Rock would probably recognize those as being like commendations as part of her
Yeah, I'm just gonna write mini spears and put it in my bag.
I just can't wait for Lom to pick those out and try to throw them. Don't worry, I got this, guys.
That's what I was thinking about. So I'm like, oh, they're like little mini Yevlins.
Yeah, that's everything that they have on them. So, you're investigating that, and Digger is refusing to clean himself, and Rock
I
is
clean
cleaning
myself.
his shield.
He did clean himself.
Well, I know, but
Eventually.
yeah.
Took some
Okay,
bad
yep.
drinks.
Yeah. I'm just saying, while you were kind of
Badger.
being badgered about that, Horatio, if you want to go over and see what you can recover from that, or make a fresh look at the circle, you're able to do so. Similarly, Kleatos, if there's something you're looking for in particular about the circle or the space, we can either do an investigation check or something
Sure.
else.
I think first, Kleatos is more interested in. So, if I remember right, there's runes and things, and then there was bad markings that maybe were added. Is there a different? Are there markings that the necromancers put on there that you can discern the difference of? Because it seemed like they were trying to do some magic in the circle.
Why don't you make me an Arcana check?
Sure.
You can't tell from kind of first glance, but
Can I help?
Good. I rolled a 17.
Sure. Yeah, if you want to roll as well, Digger. I don't know how you're helping, but
Yeah, you should just roll
I'm
because
with him.
I have a +0, so you should just roll.
Arcana?
so a 17.
I rolled a 17.
No, 20.
Oh,
Nice.
all right. Yeah. As you're looking at it, you can probably tell that there are fresher signs. I think without kind of having. Do you guys wait? Do you have proficiency, Kleatos?
In
Arcana?
Arcana?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I would say that yeah, it might be something that you want to bring to the attention of Horatio or Digger, wherein kind of Digger could try to help
Yeah.
you discern. I know that that's not really kind of like a warlocky thing, but Digger probably would of the two magic bros, he could probably be like, oh, this is not my shit. Like Horatio should probably take a look.
I've done a lot of research.
It's true.
Yeah, but it was all
Into
from
a
like a book
mage
that was trying to
mage.
take over your brain.
True.
So,
I don't think it had this not this level, but this topic. You think you had the journal of a crazy mad mage?
yeah, but he did spend some time with a pretty bad dude.
Been here for 3 years.
Kleatos is just fine. I don't know. He's not a bad guy.
Pretty good guy.
Kind of badass, but I don't think he's a
I was
bad
more
dude.
thinking the person that you and Nate have both spent time with.
Was it the guy with the pig?
Yes, it was the guy with the pig.
Okay, yeah, he
the
was kind of
ducks.
bad.
Yes, it has nothing.
The ducks.
Definitely
has-
necromancy vibes. So yeah, so Horatio, if you'd like to make an investigation check, you could
Arcana check?
look at yeah, investigation or Arcana.
Necroquaxy.
That's 21.
All right, yeah. So Horatio, as you're kind of looking at that, you see that the drawing that you've done, the paper that started on fire, there is the kind of underlying symbology that you kind of drew on there, and you can see that some of the symbology didn't kind of copy through in like the compression onto the next page. Like the secret, if you kind of like dust that, the kind of ash from the page above it is kind of there, and as you kind of like sweep it off, you realize that there are sigils that are on the ground that are not on the kind of impression that's left behind. And so you're able to kind of differentiate between the two, and you can do what you'd like with that.
Can I use prestidigitation to clean off the sigils that I don't see on my paper?
Very good. Yes, absolutely. Take inspiration if you don't have it.
Excellent.
So yeah, you can absolutely do that. I think that what we'll do is this is going to be a pretty delicate kind of action. So what I'd like to do is do a 3d4/5 and have you roll Arcana to you're proficient in Arcana. So
I have
I'd like
expertise.
well.
Take your pants off first to make sure you don't smudge anything.
Yeah.
Look at the big wand on Nate. So if you can do that, 3 successes, well, best threat, essentially. And the number that I'm looking for is 8.
All right. So I just have to roll 5 or above.
I was gonna say, watch, it's gonna be.
All right. The first one is
Really?
32.
All right.
The second one is 30. And the
Probably
third one
doing
is also
okay.
30.
Wait, if you rolled 5, what's your
Plus
so
13.
plus 13?
13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn,
Mine's plus 11
that's
on
pretty
Arcana.
pretty robust.
I'm not even an expert.
Okay. So yeah,
Let me help
you
discuss
kind
this.
of slowly go down there, and you can hear Nate kind of just kind of humming or singing under his breath as he kind of like finds the kind of attunement with this to kind of take the bad stuff out. And as you're doing that, Nate, you're starting to hear a familiar tune, as well as you're starting to catch glimpses of your compatriots, not of this world, but of previous worlds, in the faces of some of your tasty boys. members. Just out of the corner of your eye, Destra Stormhoof is off, kind of interacting with Chi-Chi, but when you kind of glance back over, you realize that it's indeed Kleatos and Digger. You see Lom kind of parading off in the distance, looking very happy with himself, and perhaps a little heavier in the pocket, as well as Rock cleaning his shield, and them kind of just sharing a little bit of conversation while this is going off, and you kind of see a kind of shakiness around the both of them, and the kind of guise of Goddard Grundlebottom in between the two. And then as you kind of look into the kind of sigils more and more, you start to see the kind of concrete nature of things around you ripple kind of for a moment here and there. You can feel that heat from the fire that imbued the kind of sigils that you had written down in flame. But what you're kind of doing as you're undoing that is that flame, kind of that heat begins to fade in the room for you, and everything kind of comes a little bit more in focus as you finish prestidigitation onto the circle.
Perfect. So since the circle is now clean, I will stand in the middle of the circle. Actually, I'll kneel down with my hand kind of in the middle of the circle.
Like superhero style?
I guess, yeah.
Not just single super, double super star.
Super.
Super.
Yeah, and I'll just try to see if I can reach out to Durende.
Oh, yes. Okay, what are you going to say? What are you attempting to do? Are you using a spell? Are you kind of just communing? Are you trying to sing? What are you play a little ditty? What's tell me exactly how you're going about this.
Yeah, so I'll start to sing. Durende, can you hear me? Durende, can you see me? Durende, can you find me in this cave?
Ooh, I like that. So you don't get an immediate response, but you can feel the um, the tongue under your feet much more keenly, and as you continue to sing, you can feel and hear this kind of rippling, kind of echoing up the kind of cave bend towards the entrance. Um, and as you continue to sing, your voice starts to sound like it's kind of being doubled or quadded. Like you can hear yourself singing almost as if you're in a round, and you recognize. Actually, make me a perception check.
That is 30.
So you recognize that kind of sound that you're hearing in the distance is the hole repairing itself in the tongue. Do you remember the hole? Do you know about the hole?
I don't think so.
I don't think we found the hole.
Yep.
Well, there was a hole. Nate just doesn't know. Horatio just doesn't know about it. But you can feel that the tongue is kind of restoring itself.
Does he try to speak to me?
He does not.
Okay.
He is also kind of a pseudo ancient dead god. But
Sure.
yes. But this remnant is certainly more alive, like as a result of your song and because of the prestidigitation. You can definitely feel the kind of arcane power of this place feels stronger, like more harmonious.
All right, so I'll kind of tell that to everybody.
Mhm.
So I don't know if we need to do anything else here, or if we can kind of move on and try to find other pieces.
I mean, who's to say that somebody or something's not going to come back here? Can we somehow seal off the entrance? I don't know if that's even a good idea.
I mean, currently we're sealed in. Because when we came in, it was like dashing, and then they closed the door on us.
Well, yeah, that's a door. We can get past the door.
Nope. It's once it's closed, it's never open again unless you know the words, and we killed the people that know the words.
Cool. You know I never believe a word you ever say, right?
Well, that's on you when you look stupid trying to open a door without the knock spell. Go on. Sure.
Pretty sure we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Impossibly.
And the cave is supposed to be open to everyone. So
all-inclusive cave. Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of the deal.
Maybe
Okay.
the pieces of Durende were the friends we made along the way.
No, those are the shards.
Oh.
We're also the friends we made along the way, though.
What was that, Kleatos?
So who are also the friends we made along the way?
Yeah.
So it's a pretty good metaphor.
Not too
Yeah.
shabby.
So what was
Like
the
very
next
apt.
piece? Because we got the tongue, and let's see.
Do we have to like cut the tongue out?
No, we just had to stop the people from doing the bads in here.
The finger. We got to cut the finger out.
No, the
Didn't we just come from
fingers
the finger?
point to where stuff is. We got to get to the
But
heart.
Lom was just like, all right, we got the tongue, and what was the other one? What's the other one? It feels like right on the tip
that's
of
probably
my...
Lom and Dan mixing together because I can't remember.
Lom, for a supernatural conduit, you seem kind.
I didn't ask to be a supernatural conduit. I hate this.
Well, you are. So, go with it.
A lot of people would kill to be a supernatural conduit.
They can kill me and take it for all I care.
You shouldn't
I
say
would
that
not
out
say
loud.
that. Yep, that's a bad idea. That's really
Hey, this guy says he's willing to give away his conduit seat.
Even like within this small group we have, I wouldn't say that out loud.
That's a bad time.
I'm pretty into conduits.
I legitimately
Especially
put
those
down
of
my
a
notebook and I
supernatural
cannot
kind.
find it.
Uh-oh.
Well, take mental notes. All right, so we got the tip of the tongue. We've got to leave the tongue room, and then we got to find the other pieces.
We should probably find the heart. But Binia kind of asked.
I know that's in Cleveland.
What?
The heart of rock and roll. It's in Cleveland.
I thought he left it in San Francisco.
No.
Who's San Francisco?
I know it's at least northeast.
It's on the western part of the forest.
Did you guys all hear Are we alone in the cave?
I think so.
Did you hear the heartbeat?
What?
Are we alone? Alone? I'm self-echo.
No.
I love that Lom says no, and there's no echo on it because you're self-echoing.
So no, you didn't. Okay.
Wait, did you hear heart?
Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, when Horatio was singing his snowman song.
Yeah, I was grooving to that. That was a nice one. Where
Yeah,
was the heart?
there's like a heartbeat though.
Where?
No, I if I remember correctly, for Lom, the clairvoyant thing and the thing he was following was kind of, I mean, it was on his heart physically pulling him, but did it also feel something like a heartbeat type deal, or?
I mean, it's getting quieter. Horatio, can you sing the song again?
Sure. And he'll sing the song again.
He's gonna
Are you
make you
sing-
sing
Are you
it.
singing really
No.
softly?
No, he's singing very loudly. You
Oh,
can
okay.
distinctly hear him.
Just singing very blushingly.
And in your heart.
Right here.
Yep. The heart of rock and roll is still beating.
Durande built a snowman. Doesn't have to be a snowman.
So as he sings rock, you the heartbeat is still faint in terms of kind of you hearing it, but it feels stronger to you.
Okay. Can
And
I tell where it's coming from?
I think generally, yes. It's not the exact same feeling that Lom feels. Lom was kind of pulled by the same, almost felt like the same magics as what his aunt had cast, only kind of in a positive manner. Like it felt like it was strengthening him as he was growing closer. You're actually kind of hearing it in your kind of head or in your ear. And when Horatio is kind of singing, communing with the tongue, you find that it's stronger. It sounds stronger, although not necessarily louder. But yeah,
Okay.
it's out there.
Okay. I'm
With it.
gonna let Horatio know that it's stronger when he's singing. Gather up my stuff and start to like, hey, I think we should go this way.
All right.
Is it
right, let's
northeast?
go.
I can only go northeast.
And I'm just gonna follow him, going like, all right, off to our next adventure.
All right. So, you guys come up to the mouth of the cave, and as Digger mentioned, it is closed and there's no way out.
Rock is gonna try to open the door.
Yeah, it opens.
Damn it. Rock, when did you learn the knock spell?
Dude, you're fooling no one.
I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, maybe
Well,
I've always known it. I have
mean,
knocked on doors
likely.
before.
When they open, typically?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Then, yeah, you probably have. You know, honestly, that's on me. I should have assumed that you probably had that in your arsenal. I apologize.
No, I didn't know. I didn't know that was magic.
Well, so it's all about learning, growing. That's what we're doing here. And that, my friend, growth.
You know, thinking about it, it makes more sense though, because Mama always told me that manners are magic.
Your mama, she's a smart woman.
I didn't know she meant it like,
Actually,
yeah.
yeah. You know, I found a lot of people that I come across, I assume they're like speaking in code or like, you know, it doesn't actually mean what they're saying, but I find most of the time, yeah, no, they're just telling you exactly the way it is.
Huh.
It's weird. Kind of nice though, once you realize it at least.
Okay, so with your fantastic magic knocking spells, Rock, you're able to open the door, and as you kind of take a look out into the night, you begin to follow your ears. So,
Okay.
it is nighttime out here in the Margrave. So I think that one of the things that we could do is we can continue on through the night, and or we can try to hole up. It's up to you guys. I know that you're banged up, so I don't want to push, but also you don't know how long you're going to be able to hear this lovely heartbeat.
I say we push on. Well, I feel great.
I say
I
we
mean-
need at least a short rest.
What?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
Are you hurt?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm real bad.
I can heal you. I can heal Digger too.
Don't we want to save that for later?
What's later? You're hurt now.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, if we rest up a little bit, we can take care of that though.
All right, everybody, take a knee. Good job, guys. Let's take a quick knee, for about an hour, and then we'll carry on.
Sure. Let's roll hit dice.
Oh, yeah, that's cute. How about we roll something else first? How about we determine whether something finds you in the darkness of the wood while some of you have committed grievous sins against the forest? Then we'll roll some.
Wasn't me. I would never sin against the forest. It's finally not my fault.
That feels not true, but
No, I've been here for 3 years and I've committed 0 sins against the forest.
That
I'm a
checks
man
out.
of the cloth
At this point,
that
do
I
you
had to make
believe
from
her
the
own?
forest willingly.
Like, how often does he need to say his own stuff before his brain actually starts believing his own
Oh,
crap?
I believe everything I say.
yeah. If there's one person here that believes in his own shit, it's Digger Doomtree.
Checks out.
It's not deception if you completely believe it.
All right, so in your knee circle for your hour-long pep talk, what are you doing about keeping an eye out, or are you just all just listening
Yeah.
to Digger give you a pep talk?
I'm definitely giving a pep talk.
I mean, we're all listening to my Song of Rest and getting an extra 1d10 hit points.
Cool. I'm going to, while we're all doing that, just do a quick, slice of the hand and confess sins to the forest again.
Ah, gross!
With
Don't
the
cut your
cleavers,
hand.
and just
All right.
apologize for what we had to do.
Well, he should apologize.
Wow.
Things to
You
himself.
can you can have inspiration. I think that's the first time in a while we've confessed our sins to the forest.
Yay.
I'm putting my hands in the dirt, wiping them on my face to really get that good camouflage. Because I know it's worn off in the tongue saliva when I took a digger.
So
I got to re-camo.
Nate, is the 1d10 I have to roll, or is it the thing you're going to roll and we take
No.
that same number?
I rolled it. Unfortunately, it's 2.
Okay. So add 2 onto whatever else we roll. Okay, so I'm going to hit dice again.
I'm going to ask Jet to keep an eye out while I remove my disguise so as not to be mistaken for a ghoul.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, guys, we just left that cave with a ghoul.
No,
You didn't even
it's
kill
just
him.
me. Just me.
I didn't even realize.
Where on D&D Beyond can I tell where my hit dice?
Your level plus your hit dice, right?
That's how
Yeah.
many you have.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm trying to find on D&D Beyond, but my brain is having a brain meltdown.
If you hit short rest, it gives you options. Hence D&D Beyond's versatility as a program for users.
I totally forgot that piece.
Beautiful.
And we can use as many as we need to.
This is if we even get a short rest.
Well, who wants to determine your fate?
Make Nate roll it.
Kleatos.
Jeez.
He seems like he's got good juju.
Are we doing
I've never
perception?
gotten any complaints about it.
Yeah, you could do perception. Sounds good.
Jet got a 13.
I was keeping a lookout. So
Jet got a 13.
Yep.
Okay.
I got 22.
What did Nate get?
What did I get?
Oh. Yeah, you were volunteered.
All right, 29.
Not too bad.
And I'm like, we will go softly into that sweet night.
As you guys are here in the center, all gathered around on a knee, listening to Digger's incredibly important and vibrant Ted Lasso-esque speech, a fruit-bearing bush begins to grow in the center of your circle, in the middle of camp.
Interesting.
I'm pretty sure we know what happens next.
Somebody gets pregnant.
I grab a fruit and I bite into it.
All right.
You should ask the gods of the woods first. I mean, this seems pretty straightforward, but
All right.
hey, God.
Lom, you regain 1 hit point.
All right. Cool. Thank you.
Was that
Is-
great, Lom? Good.
Was that good?
Yeah, that felt great actually.
Was it good for you?
Rock is going to follow suit.
All right. The berries themselves are rather tasteless and not too satisfying, but you can feel the vibrancy return to your body as you all kind of eat them. How many is everyone eating?
How many can I eat?
I don't know. How many can you eat?
I mean, it's Rock. He can put away food.
Okay.
How many are there?
I don't know. Why don't you roll me a D100?
All right.
I'm just gonna eat the one that I ate.
I, after like putting my hand down and communing with the woods, I grab maybe 3 and then tell the woods that I will be planting them throughout because of the good harvest. And I thank the woods for the gift that they've given us.
Are you being authentic as you say this, or are you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Hey,
Yes.
I'm just checking.
Look, I've lived here for 3 years. I know how the woods work.
Well, they're not super happy with us because they gave us 8 berries.
All
Yeah,
right.
I should have been a cleric
I mean, you should have been something, man.
with that roll.
Good.
All right.
I guess
so,
I take 1.
yeah,
You
you
guys can
took
have
3.
those.
You took 3. Lom took 1. Kleatos, how many did you take?
I'm not going to have any anybody else. I'm fine. I'm good.
All right. So, what I'm going to say is there is basically these kind of pods. And there's basically like 5 pods. And the pods themselves are kind of regenerating as you're taking them off. So as they're kind of drying up, they're just kind of not springing more berries, but they're springing up to 8 berries. So there is another 4 berries available for the taking. One of the pods does not resprout them.
All right. I'll take 2.
All right.
And Rock will clean the bush.
Amen. Okay. So you guys, if you've eaten them, you regain a hit point for each one you've eaten. If not, you can store them, or you can make promises to the wood. Digger, you can have inspiration. I feel fortified by your character development.
I am going to be mindful of any like extra soft soil
Mhm.
as we carry on in our journey to like
All
just quick pull out a wooden piece, a
Yeah.
little wooden tool to dig and plant said.
All right. Yeah. Sounds good, man. All right.
And you can fertilize that later too.
And then hit dice
That will
up
not
and we're good to
that will not
go.
help. All right. So yes, you are able to roll hit dice, and you should have hit dice equal to the amount of levels you have.
Yep.
So you can feel relatively good about that. Okay, I don't have all my books, but I do have this book. And
Yeah.
Let's see what else is going on in
Yeah.
Forest.
Benefits of multiclassing: you have 2 different sets of hit dice.
No, you don't. You
In the
have
Beyond sets, I do.
you have the amount of hit dice that you have per levels of each of the.
Well, I meant like D12 and a D8.
Yes.
That's what I meant by it.
Well, that's not good for you. You start as a barbarian, you dummy. You don't want more D8 hit dice. You want more D12s. That was like the best Lom logic of all time. This is great. I have D8s I can roll too. It
Well,
does
yeah, I
give
don't
you
need
more
to. I don't need to.
versatility, but
Yeah, I don't need to burn through the D12s immediately.
that's true. But if you had all D12s, you wouldn't have that problem.
Nope, it's level 10, and now the other thing's at level 4, and my brain is just like, I must even out the levels.
Fair. All right.
So,
I would like each of you to roll me a D12.
10.
11.
Show off.
Also
8.
11.
8.
All right. Um, doo, doo, doo. Sorry, I'm having to improv a little bit without the main book. And I thought,
Do you
hey,
need like the name of a job and a color
yeah,
and a food?
yep,
And an adjective.
it's exactly that. Yep, we're going to be engaging with the red monkey butt apple friendship circle. Nailed it.
Sounds like a
Friendship Circle. That's the name of this episode.
All right, so you guys take a knee. The first whispers of daylight are echoing through the trees as you kind of patch yourselves up, and you're free to go about your business. So, Rock, you're able to lead. As you continue to pass through the forest, you start to also feel, Lom, your heartstring being pulled, ironically in a very similar direction.
Ow.
No, the good heartstring. Remember, we've transferred
Oh.
over from the hurting
yeah.
heartstring was earlier. This is the good heartstring.
Mm,
So we can make hay as we're going along. If somebody wants to roll me a perception check, that would be amazing.
I can do.
13.
All right.
And then while we're going along, I want to keep an eye out for treatments for oils for metal weapons.
All right. You can roll me a perception check for that, Horatio.
Rolled a stupid 4, but that's 17.
All right. You're able to find one ration of oils for the metal weapons. For everybody, this is the beginning of a new day. So please treat what you got to treat if you got stuff to treat it with, or take 1 point of decay on your weapons.
Okay, so how many more do I got?
while we're in transit, Kleatos is going to show Digger the trees book that he has and see if he can read the dwarvish stuff that's scribbled in the book.
I can.
I mean, I knew you could. I just, for the purposes of narration, wanted to make it
So
better.
why don't you
What is this?
remind everybody a bit about that? next?
Well, Kleatos learned how to read, and he went to the local lending library and got a few books. He left a Tasty Boys interdimensional pamphlet in exchange. And one of the books he got was a book called Trees, and it has various it looks like it's maybe a prime material plane book about trees, but then there are drawings and scribbles in Dwarvish that seem to annotate the trees that are in the book somehow.
Excellent. Did you ever have Lom or Rock look at that?
No,
I was just curious.
Mom doesn't know how to read, and I don't think Rock knows how to read.
Well, I don't know. I was just thinking Dwarvish, but all right. So yeah, Digger, you can dig into it. This seems to be not just kind of a normal publication, but rather a cataloging of the different species of trees. It's a couple generations old, and there seems to be pretty specific references to where they're finding the trees, kind of what regions they're finding the trees, and they're all based around a singular point that doesn't kind of you don't recognize that kind of individual point. It is in the prime material plane, but everything is. It's kind of like in Star Wars, where like they use the Battle of Yavin. It's all like kind of BBY, ABY dates. So everything is basically from this kind of one singular geography point. That doesn't look like it's kind of near any of the large settlements per se, but is kind of a starting point for all of the cataloging that goes through.
Okay. Is this like a published volume, or is this like a progressively being added to collection of notes?
It feels like it's a published volume. Like it appears that it's a published volume, but you can tell generally that this seems to be a kind of firsthand account. It's not necessarily a kind of scientific or kind of
Okay.
cataloged kind of inventory. It's not very dry. There's like anecdotes about the different trees, or kind of what they might be used for, what they were used for, if the wood was tested in any sort of way, whether it was flammable or not,
I'm not gonna
how
tell Lom
hard
about
the wood
that.
was. Yeah. But yeah, how
Alright.
easily it would be able to be kind of cut down or used for different things.
So when I see something, I'm like, that right there, that's high class wood. Or I'll be like, that right there, not so much.
Yeah.
Maybe we just leave that be. Granted, we are in this forest right now, and
Yeah.
we do not take unless given.
Yeah. But yeah, you can definitely look and be like, it looks thick, but it's not. It's not as thick as you think it is. Yeah.
Got it. Yeah.
Got it. Right.
I kind of like surmise it to Kleatos while we're walking and
Mhm.
let him know, like, hey, this is going to be super useful.
Oh, great. Good.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah.
Is any of it like relative to what we're seeing currently?
No,
Probably. Okay, that's what I thought.
no. It's what you are seeing currently is very different from the prime material plane. There is still a kind of thickness and life to this forest that you kind of haven't experienced in the prime material plane. There are still kind of great patches within the forest where you kind of pass through where it's almost silent, and then other places that are just kind of incredibly alive with sounds that are completely unfamiliar to you, and then occasionally the sound of animals that that you might find more familiar or that you've encountered during your 3 years in the forest?
3 years. I know it all. So if there's like a notes section in the back of this, I'll be like, scribbling down.
Yeah, absolutely. You can always make notes.
Perfect.
Always.
If I remember right, there were like already notes scribbled in it, and that was what was in Dwarvish. And so, who'd be like, "That's really cool. I'm glad it's helpful." Is there a name in it about who was ever writing stuff down in there? Did they say who they are?
Did they?
They don't have a name in there.
No.
No,
That's
they
too
didn't
bad.
want to be credited for their work, which
Sure.
leads you to believe it might be fake. Because honestly, if you make any like real scientific findings, you like to be credited for it because then you could like name it after yourself. Science is a very ego-driven field, as I've come to learn in my time
Okay.
researching. Yeah, so I mean,
That
I'm
makes
not
sense.
gonna doubt the validity of this because it seems pretty legit, but just everything with a grain of wood, because
Yeah,
the book's
that
about trees. I try.
get it. That makes sense. But
Horatio's the comedian.
or maybe it's a crime to write in books here. So maybe next time you cut yourself open to confess your sins, you should just mention that you wrote in a book.
Oh shit.
Better safe than sorry.
Oh, absolutely. See, now that's gonna weigh on my conscience. Will be like,
I mean, you could do it now.
oh, I did it right there. It's like, oh, shit. I didn't mean to sin. Sorry, book.
I'm proud of you.
I just, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf
Sure it
without
is.
disrupting the
Good leaf.
foliage.
That's good.
That is good.
So the book itself does have a name. It's called A Traveler's Guide to the Trees of This Place.
Is it this place, or did you not have?
Motherfucker, I can make up the name of a place on my own. It's the 134th episode, Dan. You son of a bitch.
This.
Oh no, I just read this place. A fill-in name here. It is the name of book of trees of this place. I made up the book, Dan.
This author is really cryptic. This place doesn't put their name in
The
it.
assemblage of pages about this thing in this place by that person. Good God.
Well, because we know it's illegal to publish books here, so yeah, it makes sense that they would just say that person.
Yeah,
This is
makes sense.
my
All right.
web we weave.
So that is the information that you glean as you and Digger are chatting along.
Okay.
Rock, Lom, Horatio, are you doing anything? We're kind of having like a soul shopping episode as we are en route. Any things that you'd like to attend to, conversations you want to have, or similar things that Dan can make fun of me for?
Well, I'm just singing away and keeping an eye out for more oil for my shiny metal bits.
All right. Rock, as Horatio continues to sing, you feel the kind of strength of the heartbeat. It quickens at time, but it is drawing you kind of very clearly in a specific direction. Lom, you don't kind of feel any sort of kind of difference in the kind of pull, but it is that kind of positive pull and is generally pulling you in the same direction as Rock is. So if you guys are kind of walking near the front, you find that you're kind of mostly in lockstep about the kind of general heading in.
Okay, but mine just feels a bit more steady than what his would be then.
Yeah, yours like feels like you're pulled with your whole heart, like you were previously. Like first negatively and then positively. And Rock, you are still hearing it in your ear, but you're not kind of like being pulled by it. You're following the sound. Whereas Lom, you
Okay.
feel like you're being pulled. And Horatio, you are just singing along as you look for more oils. You can make me another perception check if you'd like. And
There we go.
I know one or two of you others were kind of asking to do that kind of on a semi-regular basis. So if anybody else wants to do that once while we're thinking about it, you're
You
free
said
to do so.
perception, correct?
Yeah, or investigation.
I got a 26.
All right, that'll net you 2.
I got a 12.
Rocky and fun shit. Cleatos, what'd you get?
25.
26.
All right, so everybody that's above 21 can get 2. Everybody that's above a 15 to 21 can get 1.
Right.
I'm also metally, I guess, like using one of my new skills
Okay.
to look for like hidden things as we're going.
Okay. Just hidden things in general.
Yeah, it's just one of the things I can do to spot like hidden creatures or objects, or like make investigation checks to uncover or decipher clues. That's one of my new things.
Sounds.
So I'm just kind of like, I'm not actively like digging through stuff or like really making like an investigation check, but definitely I'm like, let me try to use my already pretty keen eyes in the darkness that I've had over the years and add like this extra bit of training to it. I'm just kind of like, oh, hey, anything there? Oh, there's a sprite there killing another sprite. I'm just gonna look away.
All right. Why don't you roll me a d20? Do you have a specific check associated with it?
I do believe it is perception.
All right.
Or investigation if I'm like doing investigation.
Sure.
That is a 22.
All right. So as you are walking along, you see, you said 22?
Yes.
All right. You see some ivy that is crawling up. Oh, damn it.
That's good.
That is crawling up a kind of large escarpment of rock that kind of draws you over to it. And as you get close, you can see, you can kind of feel that it's emanating cold. And when you touch it, it's cold as ice.
Ooh.
Oh,
Okay.
So the rest of you guys, you just see kind of Digger like veer off the path a little bit and then be
I
like,
give him like a quick like, hey, but that's like it.
yeah,
Just like guys, one second.
Oh no, what'd he find?
Is it okay? So what does it? I know it's ice cold, but what is it again?
just it's ivy.
Ivy.
Yeah.
Can I can I investigate it?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm stopping and watching this unfold.
24.
It's growing out of the ground. You see that, kind of a lot of the ivy that's directly around it is very similar. It's a species unlike any that you've seen, but all of it is ice cold to the touch.
This is interesting. I feel like plants in my 3 years here aren't typically freezing cold. This is special. Like if I were to grip it,
Hmm.
What are you doing?
Yeah. What do you?
That's what I'm just gripping it to see if like it hurts me or like it gives me frostbite.
So as you grip it, you feel the ground underneath your feet grow cold. But when you
Mhm.
relax, the ground warms again to the touch of your feet.
Hmm. Hmm. Take a knee real quick. Go
Yeah.
full like T-bow, you know.
Mhm. Never call it that again.
And I put my paw on the dirt, like right where the ivy's coming out,
Yeah.
and I kind of like speak down into the dirt.
Hmm.
Is this something I could utilize? Is this something I could make into something that'll help us best serve this forest?
As you're touching it, it grows cold to your hand and feet again, but much colder. And it only does it for a second. Like not so much so that it would hurt you, but enough so that like when you touch something that's way too cold or way too hot,
Right.
you're kind of like,
Ah,
so almost like it's warning you, like,
all right.
like this ain't for you, Daddy.
Well, now that I know this type of ivy exists, I am going to be mindful of it going forward because it might help us. It's a mystery tool. We'll save for later.
Sounds good.
Thanks, Mickey.
All right. So, Lom, you see Digger kind of methodically talking to the ground, and then gets up and is just kind of like, okie dokie, just kind of like
Right.
In
runs
the
over.
back of his mind, he's like, holy crap, the cat has actually bit it and he's gone full crazy. Lam is now 100% convinced that he's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
No, I don't bite anything unless warranted.
It's true.
No, that's my. I don't think I've ever used my bite attack.
All right. Kleatos, while all this is going on, what are you up to?
Well, Digger is grabbing vines. Kleatos is going to. Oh, feels like everyone's got stuff pretty much in order. He's gonna. Well, he's been reading the Bound Arts one before bed, so I think he'll peruse the Book of Insidious Calamities a little bit. I know it's a children's book, but a little bit of light reading practice while everyone takes a knee again for some reason.
All right. Can you roll me a D8?
Sure. 8.
So as you're reading this, you begin to have a kind of hallucination that you are rabid, and that you are tracking and hunting the prey that is kind of described in the book with a fury and savagery that you have not felt ever really, but certainly not the kind of rage that you felt in a very long time. Reading is magical.
Well, yeah, I'm just gonna. Okay, wow, that was a lot for like 10:30 in the morning.
You good?
What?
You good?
No.
You okay?
Oh,
You okay, Kleatos?
Yeah.
You kind of look like you saw a ghost, buddy.
No, I didn't see
kinda
any ghosts. It was more of like I was a ravenous predator stalking its prey with a bloodlust unlike any I've ever felt before in my life. I've never been a ghost, so maybe it's like that. But
Ghost. Being a ghost is kind of fun. Give it a go sometime.
What book did you just read?
It's this book called The Book of Insidious Calamities.
That sounds problematic.
It's for kids.
Why
it,
is
though?
it for kids?
I didn't write it long.
Grow up fast in the woods.
Maybe this teaches kids what it's like to be a bloodthirsty predator.
Is that a good thing, though?
Well, I mean, if you're getting pursued by a bloodthirsty predator, maybe it's helpful to understand what it's like to be in their paws.
Fair.
Horatio, are you taking a look, or are you just kind of
Wanna
like,
read it?
maybe don't read that?
No, at the book, I'm fine.
Okay.
The other one he mentioned, Horatio would probably want to read, but he doesn't know about that one.
The trees one?
No, the Bound
No,
Arts.
it's
Anyway,
Bound Arts. Is what book that he found.
we don't kink shame in this dojo.
No, no, not at all. It's just I'm not done with it yet.
Amen. All right. So you guys can continue on through the wood. You realize that you are kind of not heading in the same direction from where the kind of finger pointed. You're almost heading back towards where you kind of first started meeting up in the small village of Lavosia. So you travel for another day and another night, and as you kind of continue to move through the forest, you can continue to be drawn forward by Lom or Rock as they are pulled by the heart further and deeper into the forest than you have been previously. And we will find out what happens deep, dark in the forest next time on another very special episode of D&DDT with the one and only Tasty Boys.
Tasty
boys.
Interdimensional.
Somewhere
Recording stopped.
I do
Somewhere
like
in
how
an
you got
adoption
this
center.
Somewhere.
there's an adoption center that has Captain, and they're just sitting in a kennel currently.
No, he displaced right out of that kennel. He can't be stopped. He's just like bawling at the moon right now, and he's just on some hill, and there's like the moon is like perfectly in the background, and somebody from the city is like looking up, and they're like, "Is that like a prepubescent displacer beast?" But
Singing
they're not
somewhere
quite
out there?
sure.
No, wouldn't the Captain be a bit older than that by now?
He's a teenager. He's angsty. Which I mean, it's probably kind of like when you're Mormon and you get to do like the Rumspringer thing. He's kind of grown up with us this whole time, and he's never really been allowed to like just
Mormons
do
don't have
him.
that. That's Amish, buddy. That's Amish.
Okay, that's what I meant.
Nope, Mormons
I
are
apologize for any people that I incorrectly.
I mean, not like the Amish see this.
It's a real bummer that you two aren't going to be around for Extra Life, because I was totally going to do Captain Crunch's Rumspringer adventure.
Look, I said I'm available. Okay, just during the day.
Mind is willing, but I'm a little bit worried that the body will not follow suit. No offense.
Okay, fair. I might be dead. It's fine.
Yeah.
But the captain, Rumspringer,
Woo!
he's just out getting all that displacer puss.
Oh. Okay, and on that note, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back with another episode of D&DDT. Oh,
Hey, Lom, do you like music?
I used to play drums in high school, and I still have them, and they're just like a good fidget for me when I'm bored.
Oh, that's cool. I was just going to say you look like a big Styx fan. We did
Now the
Mirror
game is
World
just
like
way
70
harder.
episodes ago.
Yeah, that's right.
You weren't
We've never-
there, so it's
we
hard
haven't
for you
been
to
the
remember.
same since.
Y'all got your
No, we
ass
almost
whipped.
got our asses kicked.
Almost.
Well,
Y'all
Got our
got
asses
your
we
asses
almost
kicked.
we almost
absolutely
died.
kicked.
How about
Yeah.
that?
You almost died, yes.
Mirror Digger is a real son of a bitch.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
I'm glad we disabled Mirror Lom as soon as we did.
He home alone Mirror Lom.
You did Home Alone, Mirror Lom.
Otherwise, he would have burned the place down.
With
Or
us
whatever
along inside
The
it.
mirrors. Maybe he would have
But I
drowned
just-
you all.
Yep. And I shoved most of our shadow souls down some stairs, so that was pretty satisfying.
True story. All right. We ready to roll?
Yeah.
Fuck
Do
and
it.
roll.
Yep.
Recording in progress.
Yeah, Disembodied Boys.
Hey there,
Kind of
campers.
love her.
It's cold out there today. It's cold out there every day. This is another episode of D&DDT. Perhaps you recognize my voice. I'm the Beard. And with me, as always, are the Tasty Boys.
Hey,
Tasty
boys.
We're back on our shit for episode 135 in our ongoing fast casual 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons interdimensional culinary experience?
Interdimensional.
Interdimensional.
The new takeout lunch.
We used to be undimensionable, but we cleaned our act up a little bit. So they're letting us back on the airwaves every other Wednesday here on twitch.tv/knownworldunited. Well, we have your attention. Hey, we're exactly 3.5 weeks out, 3 weeks out when this comes out. But today, when we're recording this, we are 1 month out from Extra Life 2021, where the Known World United will once again be sitting up in, I don't know, pajama pants or whatever the heck we want to wear, because it's virtual, baby. But we'll be playing games all weekend long from 1 p.m. on Friday, November 5th through 7 p.m. on Sunday, November 7th, to raise funds for Gillette's Specialty Children's Healthcare right here in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and throughout the greater Minnesota area in their hospitals and clinics. So we'll be sharing links and sharing on our socials. We'll be running some special games. No Tasty Adventure this year, but you never know what'll crop up or who will crop up or which characters will crop up. We'll be playing all sorts
Captain
of
Crunch?
games. No,
Oh,
he's up on
Midwest, so
Rumspringer.
corn, probably.
he's out of Rod Springer.
He's climbing trees that are girthier than they look. Yeah, we'll be playing all sorts of games, everything from Dungeons and Dragons to some video games, some Minecrafties. Hell, we might be running some one-page games like Lasers and Feelings. So we'll see what happens. There's gonna be a murder mystery, all sorts of good stuff this year. So check us out, extra-life.org/knownworldunited. I don't think it's /knownworldunited. Search for the Known World United. Donate to all these fine people that are raising funds to help support children and their families get the care they need now more than ever, especially while we're waiting on vaccinations for kids. It's a great time to help support folks that might need medical care. So, with that out of the way, episode 135. Hey, I'm the Beard. I'll be your DM for this evening, and I have 5 lovely, lovely boys with me, and I'd like them all to introduce themselves in the typical fashion, starting with Nate.
All right, I am Nate, your D&D ringer, playing Bard Extraordinaire Horatio Hetfeld. Apparently can't talk. And last episode, I tried to do my best Yentl impression to see if Durende could hear me.
I'm Warrior. I play Kleatos B'Goar, spelled like it sounds. Minotaur Monk, Red Meat Babyface, tuned to Digger Doomtree, and Horatio Hetfeld, and a bunch of other stuff. Last time on D&DDT, I read like one chapter too many in my book.
I am International Ironman Deathmatch Superstar Extraordinaire Cowboy Adventurer Honey Mustard Sellingen. I was gonna say selling, but slinging sounds more Western.
More like honey mustard sellout because you can't buy it anymore.
No, you just give it time. It's gotta be remade.
Hey, look at us. Look at how hungry we are for honey mustard.
I haven't
I wanna put honey
even got to
mustard-
try it yet.
What? Well,
Yeah.
how can you be endorsing something you haven't even tried?
It
It's
happens all
called
the time.
blind faith.
It happens
Blind
all the
faith.
time.
It's also called contractual agreements.
What if it tastes like hot mustard, not honey mustard? What if it tastes like ketchup? What if it's just banana ketchup with some sugar in it?
Just have patience. That mustard's not going to honey itself.
See? What have we learned?
If you leave it alone long enough and it gets bored, it will.
It will.
Self-honeying mustard. Or invites self-honeying.
When honey mustard lost its fun, you're fucking lazy. That's Green Day talked all about it.
I do play, however, Digger Doomtree, so Backseat Warlock of the Woods, hunter, gatherer, tracker, just good human being cat.
Humanoid.
Attuned to Kleatos B'Goar and the woods.
I like that if you go back about 80 episodes, that introduction, all of the words that you said are in that old introduction. There's just about 5 times as many additional words sprinkled in between the rest.
Just add on to the name. It's just.
It's like Digger Doomtree, non-meat baby face.
Honestly, it's just more monikers at the end. More monikers.
Yeah, it's it's a backseat.
Warlock of the patron.
Something.
Yeah.
Redacted.
Redacted. All right. Lom, how about you jump back in? Let's do it.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am referee Dan Pacho playing Lom Twilightforge, Swifty Barbarian Thieving Rogue. Last time.
Sorry.
No.
There's something in here.
Last time we are going to the woods on a small adventure, and Rock and I, for some reason, seem to be on the same page when it comes to going there, even though we haven't spoken a word to each other about this. It is very odd.
Cool that you're on the same page, even though you can't read.
Yeah, pretty much. It's odd. We can't read. We're not talking to each other. Like, not because we didn't matter. We just haven't spoken a word to each other, just generically. And it's just hi-ho. We're just doing the hi-ho, walking down the road. A couple of dwarves. And have fun.
Only one dwarf.
For some reason, it's off in my head.
Because I am Joel Vollmer playing Big Bloody Rock Leafbottom, the halfling barbarian turned monk, who last time, much like Scott Hastings at the end of Strictly Ballroom, listened to the heartbeat and listened to the music. And it's leading him on.
Well, like Gloria Estefan always said, rhythm is going to get you. Gloria
She's
Estefan
never
said
made good on that thread.
I don't know. Hasn't it?
She's still around.
It has for me. The rhythm did get me eventually.
Did it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The rhythm's always going to get you.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like being rocked by Shaka Khan. It's just going to happen.
I don't know that I agree with that. Anyway, it's not up to me. It's up to the Tasty Boys. So when last we left the boys, we were following the heart and the ears of our two stocky barbarian-esque boys in the general direction, not towards the citadel, but back in the general direction of the forest where the small village of Lavosia resides. I'd like you guys to make me some perception checks as we're rolling along, and then we're going to start off with some nice time.
7.
22.
Also 22.
20.
All right.
27.
Who got the regular all 7?
That would be me.
Excellent.
Disembodied voice.
The disembodied voice of Rock.
Oh.
He's with us.
Rest in peace, Rock. You'll be missed.
You're really flashing from the tongue.
Somebody voice of rock sounds like a Netflix documentary about the ghost of Elvis haunting.
Right.
I would watch that.
I would too.
For sure.
It's just really poorly done too.
Yeah.
Good.
It's not Elvis. It's an Elvis impersonator.
No, they interview a few of them. Yeah.
Nice. So Rock, do you happen to make note of what you're going to need to do if you make your long rest?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. Okay, so if you guys would like to make a long rest overnight, that would be fantastic. We can set up watches, and Rock, if you could roll your rolls or whatever else you might need to do.
Okay.
No spoilers, and you can let me know in chat privately if you would. And then for everybody else, what is our order of operations for taking our naps, or do you want to keep pushing through?
No, I'll take first watch.
No,
I'll
we'll
do
just
second.
leave Rock there to sleep, and we'll keep pushing.
Okay.
I'll do second.
We'll do third watch. Just like a show on CBS or something.
Digger, are you joining any of those watches, or are you just sleeping?
Tom Selleck in it.
I'll join the third watch.
Okay.
It's like the northwest wing.
Mhm.
Sure.
I
Yeah.
knew it.
And then Rock, which watch will you be joining?
Honestly, I think if everybody else has it covered,
Yeah.
like Rock has been carrying a level of exhaustion
Fair.
and a whole heap of damage.
Yeah.
So if they've got it covered, I don't think you would fight too hard to take a turn.
Okay. All right. Then Nate, if you're starting us off, if you could roll, that would be fantastic.
Perception check for 32.
All right. First watch, and all is so good. Second watch is our good friend Lom McKillface. Lom, if you
That is a 22.
all right, fantastic. And then final third watch, you guys can roll and average.
26.
19.
All right, beautiful. Okay, so
It's cool they stayed awake for this.
good.
It felt like the right move.
No, I agree. It was definitely the move.
Okie dokie. Let me see here. Save. Sorry, I'm trying to take care of Rock here. Or he's trying to take care of himself, rather. So you guys make it through the night and wake up feeling pretty good in general. You know, it was an easy watch, and you're kind of ready to face the day. Lom, Rock, you both kind of walk around a little bit until you catch that kind of familiar feeling, and kind of point out kind of the direction to flow.
Everybody ready?
Yeah, totally. Let's go.
And we're off to see whatever.
We're off to see whatever. That's beautiful.
I know it's not a wizard. I know. I can feel it.
I hope not.
If there's anything I know, it's wizards. We
Is
ain't
that true?
seen one. No, I mean, I know a lot of
No.
things.
No.
Been established. He's read every book.
Yeah.
And he knows the forest. He's been here for 3 years.
What else do you want from me?
No, you're doing great, buddy.
Okay, so you guys will head out, and you're getting further and further along, and realize that you are indeed in pretty familiar territory. You see some familiar faces: Kleatos, wolves running around, seeing fairly akin or attuned to presence. The rest to pick up some of the space and places that you've seen previously. Oh, okay. All right. And yeah, you find yourself on the outer kind of bounds of Lavosia.
So can either of you tell how far we have yet to go?
Does it feel like it's close by, or do we just need to cut through the town?
Are you talking about where your heart is pulling you?
Yeah.
Your heart is pulling you like directly towards the town as far as you can tell.
Right now it's saying town, but it might be saying town, but past that in that direction, as far as I'm aware. So we might just need to make a quick cut through.
All right, just watch out for
Maybe
those
it's
ducks.
maybe it is those ducks.
Who knows? We'll figure out when we get closer.
I checked the ducks.
I haven't had to run in with these ducks you guys are talking about, so
I do a duck check. This is no laughing matter. These are serious creatures.
All right, make a duck check.
Vicious.
Someone explain to me the ducks.
That is a 27.
All right, 27.
handling.
Yeah, you hear ducks in the distance. Their melodic quacks sound serious. They call out through the winds that tickle the branches of the forest, and their song is a cry for justice.
Are they all just miniature Darkwing ducks?
No, although that'd be dope AF.
Because you said justice, and I'm just like,
I do my classic feline agility skid into the frame and peep the ducks, and I say, guess what, guys? Justice was served.
And they all start like flapping their wings and quacking loudly. They're into it. They're happy. They're very happy.
This big cat, like Cheshire cat grin comes on my face. I'm pumped because the ducks are pumped. I was like, yeah, we stopped the ghouls. We didn't let them end the world. Justice was served. They were bad people that deserved bad endings, and they got it. Woo!
So when Digger's doing this, do we hear him talking or do we hear him quacking?
I'm quacking because I can speak duck.
Excellent.
So I'm looking at Horatio and Kleatos, waiting for somebody to explain to me what the heck is going on. Because I am so confused.
I'll explain it thoroughly because I can understand everything.
There's an Australian tinge to the quack, though, of course.
It's monk stuff. I can understand literally anything.
No. I understand he's talking to ducks, but why?
I mean, I'll like narrate the conversation. He's big. He's just bragging about justice. You know, we did some good stuff back in the Cave of Whispers, and he's just letting these ducks know these ducks are justice focused. So know your audience. You know, remember that from business training.
Know your audience. See, Now,
No, because
Always be catering to your audience.
yeah,
ABC. TYA.
yeah, but we just, that's like sometimes why,
ABC asterisk.
There we go.
Do
Is
not
there
remember
like
business training.
is there like a restaurant or like like a eating establishment somewhere near?
Yeah, I mean, there's a public house in Lavosia that you guys visited previously.
I'll tell them I'll be back with some food. Sprint, and I go get something curry-esque.
I love that you guys just like ran in, like you're kind of on the outskirts of town, and instead of like announcing yourself or like checking it out or talking to each other, it's just kind of like, I'm running into
The
town.
cat-
I'm gonna get food. It's great.
Yeah, no, he
keep
saw
going.
ducks and then he ran off ahead, and
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
great.
sitting here and we're just following behind at this point.
We have
Digger.
obligations to these guys.
Digger abruptly sprinting hundreds of feet away from us is not an unprecedented
Uncommon.
It's on
Yeah.
Boyz history.
Yeah,
As long as he's within eyesight, I'm fine.
Oh,
like
he's
when
not
a
within
judge
it. No,
asks,
he's
like,
taken
can you
out.
cite precedent? You can say, oh, absolutely. Which one? And so I go and I get them something curry-esque, bring it back.
Okay.
This is justice
guess-
raw here. And I hope they get it. Because
The
they're
ducks-
workers.
The ducks
know.
like all fly over and they're just like waiting, like hoping to get some.
It's all for them, I'm just a man of the people. And the people in this case are ducks.
That's fair. Checks out.
Rock, you feeling anything different with the poll?
Maybe.
Rock, you're pulled kind of straight. It's getting louder, kind of right in the middle of town.
Okay. I relay that to everyone. Does
Okay.
does it? I don't know. Did it feel kind of painful to you all of a sudden?
It's not as painful as it was because when my aunt originally cast a spell on me, she's a vindictive woman, and I need a kick in the pants every now and then, and that's her kick in the pants. This is more of a shoving me. Instead of it ripping at my heart, it's something in the back kind of pushing it.
Hey, at least it's better than a ripping in your pants and pushing it.
But am I feeling something similar going towards the center of town, then?
Yeah,
Like,
it's pulling you towards the center of town, but it's still that positive feeling that you felt since the shift happened.
So what?
I kind of feel like maybe we shouldn't go over there.
Why?
Because it hurt.
It's annoying, but
No, like
magic is painful.
it hurt. Like getting hit with a sword hurt.
Like on a scale of 1 to 10, where is it?
Swords of D6, so.
On a scale of a child kicking you and an ogre kicking you, where would you put it?
See, now if
Never
Doctor
been
said
kicked by a
that,
cow.
So where would you put it?
we said being hit by a cow. Is that
I mean,
a falling
nobody's ever
cow,
hit me
or-
with a cow before.
Oh.
So I'm just saying
You
between
should
a
have joined
child
the
and
Tasty
an
Boys
ogre.
early on, brother. Everybody
Between a
gets it.
No,
child
like
and
it hurt like getting hit with a big sword.
okay. Big
Is
sword's
that like a
not
big
good.
sword for you or a big sword for me?
A
Because you're
big
tougher
sword
than me.
for me.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so we'll walk over all together, and if you start feeling too bad, one of us can walk you back a little
We're
bit,
not.
and we'll stay
not.
within eyesight of each other, and we'll try to get closer.
Is there any perceptible difference between Lom and Rock wellness-wise?
How so?
Well, like, Rock is describing himself as having painful reaction to something that is not painful for Lom. So just try to discern if there's any like inherent difference between
Like if I'm
their current
fine-
states that might be causing one to have a different reaction than the other.
Nothing that you can kind of just see by looking at the two of them.
Okay.
Rock, if I stop singing, does it still hurt?
No, it kind of, I mean, it just kind of hit. So it's not continuing.
I'm just gonna put my finger on his forehead. Does he feel warm?
Not
I mean,
a ton. I mean, I don't know. Rock, what do you
I'm
think?
I'm trying to do like a temperature thing.
I don't know. I just woke up hurting and it, yeah.
Woke up hurting?
Yeah.
How often is it hurting? We've been up for a while.
Yeah, I mean, just kind of, I don't know.
Do you have a specific spot where it's hurting?
Just kind of all over, I think.
When you go to the doctor with the flu.
Horatio, do you think you could check a magic on him? I don't know. I got nothing.
I don't know that there's anything I can do about that.
Well, can you see if there is something magic?
I will cast Lesser Restoration on Rock, which I don't know that's going to do any good, but it can either end a disease or condition affecting it. Conditions are blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Which I'm assuming that's not going to do.
Nothing happens that you can see.
Okay.
Feel okay? Are you sick? Is it
I don't know.
achy?
Yeah. I just kind of feel off. I mean, it's probably nothing. We got out of a big fight the other day.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel off.
Okay.
But it's probably nothing.
We'll keep an eye on it, and we'll work towards the center of town. But if it gets too much, we'll stop and hang back a little bit, and then try to keep going if we can. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent. All right. Well, you've had some curry. You had a chance to kind of chill out. If anybody needs a kind of short rest, I don't think that you guys have really encountered anything that would necessitate it. But you're welcome to head fully into town. Digger, I assume you just kind of like pounded foot in and grabbed the stuff and grabbed out, not really looking around too much.
No.
All right. So yeah, if you guys would like, you can head into town then. You see, as you do head into town, that once you reach the outskirts, that there is a much more festive tone than the last time you were here. You see that there are large banners with images of water and crests of the different families from the village that are hung outside all of the village houses, and on them they are embroidered with phosphorescent thread that lends little kind of sparkles to star shapes that adorn each of these banners.
Are we walking into a festival?
It would seem that way.
Well, this is what we're doing. This is
Do I notice that?
Do you notice it now that you're walking in?
I mean, I assume I'm like mid-fest, right? Where the ducks are?
No, the duck's on the outside.
That's kind of on the outskirts.
Okay. Yeah, then I guess.
That's why I asked if, like, when you went in, you were like looking around, or if you just kind of like pounded in, pounded out. But it seemed like you were on a pretty specific mission that you might not have been.
Oh yeah, no, I mean,
attention.
I definitely didn't realize it then, for sure.
Yeah. Is there a guard near the gate or something right now, or is it just?
It's pretty open. I mean, people are kind of talking. You feel like rather jubilantly. I don't know what I just said, but both of the dogs were like thinking it was time to go OUT. It's not. We were just OUT. Anyway, yeah, you can see that there's a lot of folks kind of spread out. One of the kind of large barns on the outskirts of town, near where the kind of river kind of runs through in the northeast, where you guys kind of exited when you fought the Hollow Men, is adorned with a lot of these kind of similar symbols and banners. Um, there's kind of a sense of exhausted satisfaction in the town that the people seem to be just kind of walking around with a much more keen sense of peace than the last time you were here, with all the upheaval that you kind of ran into.
All right. Well, I guess we're here for a festival.
Um,
Who wants snacks?
Rock, you and Lom continue to be pulled towards the barn itself as you walk into town.
Do I just kind of point the direction of where everything kind of pulling me? I'm just gonna be like, it's pointing me that direction. I think we need to go into the barn at some point.
All right. It's up to you guys what you guys want to do. If you want to chat with folks, if you want to go explore, what are you thinking?
So, what do you want to do? What should we do, guys? It's not gonna run away, and we're kind of in a safe spot right now. So,
Or are we?
don't knock on wood, somebody.
I don't know. We could go check it out and then go enjoy the festival.
Yeah, okay.
I'm all the way here. We might as well
Continue on with the job
check it out
and
if you
have
know where.
fun.
Check it out if you know where it is, and it's just here in town.
Yeah, okay. Sounds fair.
All right. So yeah, you guys can head up there. There's other people that are kind of making their way up towards the farmhouse. It's getting to be later in the day, and for the most part, it seems that while people aren't kind of like hardcore partying during the day, that this might be kind of a longer festival than one night. So as you head up to the barn, you recognize it as one of the kind of townsfolk that you were put up by previously, and you're able to make your way in. And inside, you see none other than your father, Lom, here in Lavosia.
Question: is there a punch bowl and or a keg anywhere nearby in this barn?
There's definitely kegs. There isn't a whole lot of punch bowls handy.
Well, I'm going to, as soon as I see
So
him,
there are bowls you can punch.
I'm going to go immediately. I see my dad, and I immediately go get a drink.
All right.
And I was like, nope.
Excellent.
That's probably not a great coping mechanism.
Shut up, Horatio.
All right.
Wow.
So he turns around and Rock, he sees you and walks over to you and addresses you by name, and says, Rock, I am so happy that you have come. Please, help me to join in this celebration of the ancient spirits as the families of Luvosia honor their ancestors and the people who came before to this place.
How do we do that?
Well, as you can see, there's quite a spread, but there will be a ceremony this evening. Until then, I would recommend doing as everyone else is doing and enjoy a drink. You look famished.
I can eat.
Excellent. How have your travels been?
They were really good. I got to disguise myself as a ghoul, and like nobody could tell. I'm like super good at disguise. But then Digger kind of gave it away, and we ended up in a big fight. Yeah, it was a good time.
It can be very hard to hide a tail and whiskers and kitty cat ears, but
Well,
I'm very proud of you. You've done
Uh,
a great job.
well, thank you.
Excellent. He like pats you on the kind of clasps you on the shoulder and says, "Please make yourself at home."
Thanks. I'm gonna see if there's a pork chop with my name on it.
Excellent. Oh goodness. I mean, aren't they always though, Kleatos? They feel like they're shorter every episode.
Oh, I mean, yeah, canonically.
Kleatos in the shrinking shorts.
All right, so you see that there's a pretty great spread here. You guys people are slowly kind of filing in. People that you recognize coming over, wishing you well, welcome you back. And I'll just say hello. It never works though. It always works for Sarah though. Yeah, and you're able to. I don't believe in that. If I shout loud enough, they'll hear me. I believe it.
Feel it in their heart.
Yeah, feel it in their heart or in their ear. So yeah, so you're welcome to kind of join in this. And they kind of are happy to see you back, and that you're being embraced by the forest. Digger, you especially get a lot of comments on how much more connected you feel than the last time you were there. For people that are very in tune with the forest itself, they have quite a close connection. You find more people talking to you than the last time you were here.
But Dig is super introverted, so he's like, ooh, like just trying to like talk about like the weather and like, yeah, wow, this festival. Last
And he's
time I was
trying to
here, it wasn't
avoid
here.
everyone. He's trying to run.
All right.
I'm just
Excellent.
trying to Homer Simpson into the bushes,
But it's barn walls. So
Look, I've got smoky features. I'm kind of dirty.
He's just rubbing gravy like under his eyes to like blend in with the buffet.
All right.
Just a little bit of gravy. Yep.
Yeah, nobody will know.
No.
So as you continue kind of making merry, settling in, resting up, you start to see that people are creating small boxes from these kind of exactly like that. Digger.
I was like, wow, how topical.
And they are kind of crafting them and adorning them with various it's a thread or kind of other pieces. Um, and each of them takes one of the kind of small leaves from this kind of bushel that's on top of one of the kind of barrels in the barn, and they're placing it inside of the box, and then you see that people are kind of slowly making their way out towards the stream. You see that um, the elder McKillface has made his way over and crafted a small box. Um, Within it, he reaches down to the ground and picks up um, uh, a small bit of grass, and then puts the leaf within and starts to head down, and invites you all. Should you have um, ancestors that you'd like to celebrate, to create a box, or to join us down by the river, or down by the stream rather.
Rock is 100% in,
Yeah,
and he creates a box dedicated to his mother, which will be known as his mother box.
beautiful. All right. So anybody else?
Kleatos will like grab the supplies, and then he'll pull Horatio aside, and he'll just ask Horatio about Distra. Well,
Nice.
feel like we seem connected somehow, so
Right, so I'll
what can you tell
describe.
me about him?
He'll describe Destrus to the best of Horatio's ability, since it has been a bit. It would be good if Nate remembered these things, but Nate doesn't.
If you'd like to make a history check, or if you'd like to just call in a DM favor, I would be happy to share what you share, if that would be more helpful.
That would be great. I rolled a 19 for history.
So Horatio weaves a tale, as he is wont to do, with a cadence and rhythm to his voice that speaks very fondly of his friend Destrus, who was of the kind of seafaring ancestry of great minotaurs that came from lands beyond, and found their way into the cultures of the world. Destrus himself being a fierce warrior, but also a kind and gentle soul. He was an excellent navigator, and befriended the rat folk in the group, Chi-Chi, who would travel oftentimes on his shoulder, or holding on to his kind of illustrious mane, or one of his horns, and they would carry on conversations, oftentimes hiding himself in his kind of large matted fur on his back. Oftentimes, Destrus would seem like he was just speaking kind of into the winds or to the sea tide, but he was actually speaking to the rat folk wizard, or sorcerer, Chi-Chi. And yeah, he was a very complex individual, like kind of fiercely independent, but also kind of discovering his people when he kind of joined Bad Company. To be a part of a family was something that, for minotaurs, although they can be very solitary creatures, um, they kind of amongst their own have a very kind of keen and strong bond. So yes, that's what he
Well, thanks, Horatio. That had a good soft tune, and I could dance to it.
shares.
We seem kind of a like family thing. Really, it's all never really had much of a family until you guys. So that's cool. Thanks for that. I'll make a little box for Destros.
Great.
And
Awesome. Anybody else mother
do a little
boxing
Chi-Chi
or
boxes.
Minotaur boxing up. All right.
Yeah, I'll make a box. I just haven't decided who I'm making it for yet.
So we're sending these boxes
Down the stream.
Yeah, I'll make one.
Okay.
Lom is
captain.
just sitting at whatever table still. He's on his second drink and he's just kind of nursing it. He's not getting up.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And Digger, you're welcome to make one. You know, they're Lom's father, before he kind of walks out, said, like, kind of walks back over and kind of puts his a hand on your shoulder and says, like, it's all right if you don't know, but the intention is the celebration, not necessarily the answer.
That's what I've always said. Thank you. I needed that, you know?
You are what we call smart cookie.
Always have been, you know, but your son, he doesn't believe that. And it kind of hurts sometimes, you know? I just feel like I would like a bit of appreciation from everybody.
You are smart cookie. Son is wise cookie. Other son, strong cookie? I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
You know,
Fire cookie.
sometimes rock hard cookie, good, because holds up when you dunk in milk.
Oh, now, wait, is there milk in cookies somewhere?
Kleatos like arrives with a plate of cookies.
He's just like sitting there. He's got like the box under his arm, and he's like eating cookies.
No, he's just like bringing it over. He's like, "Yeah, I figured you'd like this."
Oh, yes. Give me them milk sweats.
All right. So people can kind of make what they want and head down. He's going to head down and welcome you to join him and say that, you know, well, there's pretty words, but everyone can do it in its own time. Your words are for you and for your ancestors. They're not for others, unless you want to share them. So he makes his way down, and your good brother is out there, kind of giving a convocation, saying that for all of us who are here together, we celebrate pieces of ourselves that come from those who came before. And while they are no longer here with us, we can always carry these pieces of them with us. And while the memories of those most recently departed move on to another place, we celebrate them and we allow them to move on by burning the leaf within the box so that the ashes of our tribute to them might rejoin them in the great stream. And he takes not a lighter, but a kind of piece of sage and kind of lights the leaf that's within his, and then slowly kind of closes it together and then puts it down in the stream and allows it to kind of float downstream as he kind of bows his head, and you can kind of see him kind of speaking some words. There's other people, some who do it silently and reverently, others, children that, you know, kind of flock to the kind of riverside, some, you know, kind of deep in thought, some doing it jubilantly and really celebrating this opportunity. And you see Lom's father kind of reach down into the river itself and pull a small pebble and place it within his box before he lights and seals it, puts it in, and lets it slowly move downriver. He walks back up to you, Digger, and says, it doesn't make a difference. Who we've lost, just so that we honor that loss.
I don't think he's dead. I just can't find him.
Who is it that you seek?
My companion,
Oh,
the captain. We lost him when I was sedated and arrested and thrown, and just, it was bad for all of us. We all almost died. And we were brushed off to another dimension, this one, and my companion stayed back. He was never allowed to follow me, and I've lost him.
well, hopefully your remembrance will float downstream and find him happy. And
I know
he
he's
might
happy.
find his way back to you somehow.
I hope so. I miss him so much. He was my little researcher. It was great.
You see him pull an ornate flint and steel from his pocket with one hand, and he kind of rotates them around and strikes them, and then kind of holds out. It looks like he's almost kind of holding out kind of a handful of fire to you to be able to light your leaf on fire.
I take it, light it, and do the deal. And while I'm crying, and the tears fall into the river, and kind of snuff out the flame a little bit, I kind of look over at Lom, and I'm like, "Take notes. This is how you say control fires."
Lom isn't there, so
Digger, if you don't,
he's still in the barn drinking
if
his
you don't need to
sorrows.
say it out into the world,
Yep.
that's fine too. Digger, if you don't have inspiration, you can take inspiration. That was a beautiful turn of sincerity and humor.
I think Kleatos will like watch that and kind of understand the vibe a little bit more, and he'll go get another box and he'll put it together, and then he'll go down to the stream and he'll send off the one for Distros, and he'll just say, like, you and I don't know each other, but I feel like we're sort of two sides of the same coin, and I hope we get to meet each other one day, and maybe down the line we'll become family too. He sends that one down, and then he burns the leaf for the other box and sends it down. And that box is for Evelina von Hergen Bergenstein, and he says, I don't know if we didn't do right by you, but whether or not we did, it's not fair that you ended up the way you did. I'm sorry for our part in that, and know that we're out here trying to do better because of what we learned from trying to help you.
Does her box, like, did you write her name on the box or make it known that it was for her?
Yeah, I mean, in whatever custom, like his box is in the style of other boxes, so, and he could write her name. So
I'm just curious because if Horatio would have noticed that, he would have dropped in the pearl into the box.
He would probably have. I mean, I imagine they're hanging out. I don't think he's keeping it a secret. So
Just like in the corner, like, oh shit, I gotta make another box real fast.
so he would have told. Yeah, Horatio could totally do that.
Kobe.
Just yeets it.
Dexterity saving throw. Ranged.
You're just the guy that's by the trash can that catches it and
Kleatos is,
dunks it.
Horatio's like, I cast catapult.
No, Horatio will notice that and come over and say, here, I think this should be added to the box. He'll hand you the pearl.
Oh, you can put it in. It can be from both of us.
So right. as you light it and put it down, the smoke that comes off the leaf kind of dances on the wind towards you, and you inhale a small bit of it. Horatio, you have the sensation of being on the prow of a great ship with the wind and sea spray hitting your face. You are gallantly sailing through a storm, and in the kind of far distance, there is a singular light that illuminates on the horizon, and you reach back to pull on some of the rigging to kind of tighten things up, and a large gust of wind takes the mainsail, and you feel your ship surge forward before you're kind of brought out of this momentary lapse. Kleatos, for you, you find yourself in the heat of battle, surrounded by compatriots that you don't recognize. Um, there is a great dark force that is threatening you and your compatriots, and you find yourself increasingly desperate as the fight goes on, as the kind of bestial form of your enemy continues to shift and evolve. You find that the only way you believe you'll be able to kill it is to sacrifice yourself, and you feel your body, though it is not one that is wont for the heat of battle, doing its best to muster up both the courage and velocity to launch itself at the great beast. And then you two, kind of the moment passes as the kind of smoke leaves you, and you are kind of there, stood on the banks. Rock, what are you up to? Tell me about the mother box.
So Rock has filled it with all her favorite foods,
Which are all the favorite?
and
Which are all the foods?
you pretty much all the foods.
Nailed it.
So he's filled Mother's box up with all the things she loves best, and is just shunting it out. And it's like we're putting it in water and light it on fire, right?
So yes, you can either light it and put it down, or put it in and then light the leaf that you put within it.
Okay. And he's just gonna have like a, I hope this makes its way to you, and that you know I'm out here, and that I'm gonna, one of these days I'll figure out how to get home.
All right. So as you kind of light the leaf and you put it down, you two kind of catch a wisp of the smoke that comes off it, and you see kind of through your eyes small children playing in a space. Um, they kind of hear their parents call to them, and they wish you well and let you know that they'll see you soon. And then you are kind of seeing yourself be brought in to another room where a a large man and woman are conversing, um, and you are sitting down at what you assume is a dinner table with quite a luxurious spread um, laid out before you. As you go to dig in, you hear your mother chastising you for not washing your hands before the meal, and the man that sits to your left lets you know that we must have good manners, Rock, because manners are magic. And the moment passes.
All right, so I'm going to make one additional box as I'm kind of designing the outside. I'll think of my friends, Destris, Chi-Chi, Mad Jack, Goddard, and Sir William. Just kind of think of being on a ship flying through the air, not supposed to be flying through the air, letting sleeping boars lie, and all sorts of other adventures we had. As I go to the stream, light the leaf, I'll just kind of sing out, "Bad, bad company until the day I die." Then let it go.
Beautiful. There's one more wisp that comes up into your nostrils, and for a second you are flying above a village that you remember keenly, people waving and cheering at you, and then you find yourself sitting alone in a field, and you feel the sun pouring down upon you, feeling as though the gods are pleased with you, and filling you up with a righteousness that makes you feel sure of yourself for the first time in a long time. Um, when that happens, you stand up poised before hearing the screams of those familiar to you in the distance, and the moment passes. Lom, how's the drink going? How are you
He's
feeling?
just kind of sitting there. He's like 3 or 4, and he's not plastered, but he's starting to buzz a little bit, and he kind of gets the gist of what's going on. He's gonna go up and just take a box. He's not gonna really decorate the outside of it. He's just gonna take a small pen, draw the crest of the dragonfly, and put his set of weighted dice in it. Go down to the river and send it down.
All right. So, Lam, you're going to also experience this brief hallucination within your moment. You see a small woman caring for a very large child. Um, they are by themselves in modest accommodations. She's taking a roast out of the oven, and she is starting to set the table. Um, in the distance, you can hear a large calamity, a lot of kind of banging and bashing around until you see a small, stout child enter stage right and sit down before another kind of equally um, uh, thick man comes in directly behind them, both of them kind of covered head to toe in brambles and other manner of outdoor play remnants. And you see him pick up the child underneath one arm and says, "Not until we've washed our hands. Remember, manners are magic." And that's where we'll stop this episode of D&DDT with the one and only Tasty Boys.
Tasty
boys. Interdimensional.
Recording stopped.
I disembodied voice.
All right. Thanks to the disembodied voice, and thanks to all the boys. I'm the DM for the boys. Huey Beard walks the beard. You can find me every Thursday over on twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio. You can follow Heel Turn Radio at Heel Turn Radio on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And you can catch me here every other Wednesday with the boys, hanging out, taping episodes of D&DDT. Boys, tell them where they can find you.
All right. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Cubicle Zombie. You can also find me next Monday and every other Monday with Warrior and some of our other friends right here on this very channel playing Down and Outlands as a bunch of shitty little kids.
That is true. We do that. We are shitty. I'm Warrior. You can find me at Warrior MN on the socials. In addition to here and what Nate just said, you can find me every other Thursday at Dive Club on twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio. That's at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can also catch me next Wednesday, the 13th, in a spooky D&D one-shot on my buddy Graham's channel. It's twitch.tv/GrahamCrackers, GrameCrackers, at 6:30 Central Time, 7:30 Eastern Time. So check it out. It's going to be a good time. Spooky time.
You can find me on all social media at OrInvite or Twitch, which I'm trying to get back into doing more regularly, at OrInvite18. But most importantly, Time Bomb Pro 3-year anniversary at the aquarium on the 16th of this month. 3 awesome matches, all diverse, all different. Doing it where we did some of the funnest matches we've done, celebrating 3 years of this crazy ride that we've been on. And then just a few days later, at God, I don't remember the name of the venue because it's brand new. I think it's TAC Music Venue, where we have Japanese legend Minoru Suzuki versus Dominic Guarini, myself versus Paul freaking London, Damon Spriggle and Eric Cannon, and
bangers.
You have Kevin Koo and Brian Keith, 2 guys that have been killing it all over the South. And I think Time Bomb Pro is set to really take off these next 2 shows, and all the support is always, appreciated. We're still small business, and we treat it as such. So, every little bit counts. That's the most important thing I have right now.
Time Bomb Pro, when you're there, your family.
You're there.
Also,
feels like it's
No, you're there.
Also,
when you're there, you're
Waffle
there.
House.
Waffle House, Olive Garden, all the sponsors, we'll take them all.
Yeah, baby.
Just any sponsors, really.
Shows like the one we're running ain't cheap.
Yeah. Also, if you're in Fargo or thereabouts on the 16th, there's also Body Count, which is going to be another Time Bomb Pro show. Carver of Cutter's Alley, Badger Briggs, Back from the Dead so many times, Duke Cornell, OrInvite, Damon Spriggle. Is that the show you were talking about? Insane Larry, Ricky Norton? Is that third?
Insane Lane, who has a degree in rocket science.
That's insane.
3-year anniversary, and we're bringing in rocket scientists. That's what we said we're doing with 3 years.
Yeah.
Bro's pen.
He has a degree in a high field of science, and he does professional wrestling.
Goddamn right.
Yes.
You know what? I don't question it. I never do in this business anymore. And you can find me, referee Dan Fitzgerald, at most places at Ref Dan Fitz. You can find me here on Twitch a few Saturdays out of the weekend, but mostly every Tuesday around 4 p.m. Central Time for the reset of Destiny 2 at twitch.tv/Daxon33, DAXN33. And we just finished up week 7 for Destiny 2 Season of the Lost. And man, it's been an emotional roller coaster for me. And I'm continually screaming at a rock on the screen about how much I want to throw it into a black hole. So,
how many
video
times
games.
We've all been there,
right? Yeah, now we just
Joel.
need to figure.
And you can
Beautiful
find
boy.
me on Twitter and Instagram, occasionally on Twitch at Finger Twitchings. Hopefully you will see the things that I draw and paint. And you can also find my book, Party Starters, Volume 1, Backstories and Art for Use in RPGs, on the Apple's Books platform and on DriveThru RPG.
All right. And then, as always, you can find us here every other Wednesday. We will be back, thankfully, in just 14 short days on the 20th. You can also find the Known World United at twitter.com/knownworldunite or on Facebook at Known World United. Both will have information on our upcoming Extra Life extravaganza as things are getting dialed in. Check it out, extralife.org, to learn more about folks out there playing games to help raise funds for Gillette's Children's Hospitals. So for all of the boys and myself, we wish you a beautiful 2 weeks. Go watch wrestling, Time Bomb Pro, everywhere else that fine wrestling is being purveyed. And check out all the boys down in Outlands. Check out Warrior over with the Graham Crackers. And check out Dan as he wants to throw things or be upset about something I don't know about because I'm too old. All right. We'll see you in 2 weeks with me, the Beard, and the one and only Tasty Boys.
Tasty
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 boys.
boys.
Boys.